They've declared war on us. Trump stood at Quantico barking about an enemy from within, daring generals to fall in line while he sketched out turning cities into training grounds. Hegseth mocked fat generals, daring officers to resign like disloyalty deserves exile. Policy talk never entered that room. Raw intent stood in plain view, laying the ground for troops in the streets, guard units federalized, loyalists promoted, dissenters crushed. Within days, the hammer dropped. Portland saw guard units rolled out under federal command, paired with ICE and DHS. Then came Chicago. Federal agents reinforced, ICE facilities militarized, troop requests despite local opposition. In California, Trump has already federalized the California National Guard and ordered thousands of troops into Los Angeles, including Marines, overruling Governor Newsom. In D.C., he declared a crime emergency, placed local police under federal control, and deployed federal law enforcement and guard units. On September 22nd, he signed an executive order branding Antifa anti-fascists a terrorist organization, the first U.S. president to label a domestic movement as such. Residents felt the chill slam into their chest, the same way occupied towns overseas feel it when foreign soldiers march in. Fear landed heavy, but resistance rose harder because people know what it means when Washington declares war on its own neighborhoods. And this is only the opening act. Trump has already pushed to federalize more guard units and drafted legal schemes to bypass governors. He's floated quick reaction forces staged near cities, a standing domestic garrison. Active soldiers may be sent into flashpoints like Chicago, Atlanta, or LA under the cover of protecting federal property. Commanders who resist get mocked, purged, or replaced with loyalists. Expect more executive orders branding movements terrorist, opening the door for raids, mass arrests, and joint ops where soldiers blur into cops and jailers. ICE and DHS deepen fusion with armed forces erasing lines until no one can tell soldier, cop, or jailer apart. Courts stacked with friendly judges already rubber stamp pieces of this plan. Media campaigns will paint protesters as radicals, terrorists, the enemy within. Surveillance grows tighter every month while propaganda screams, restoring order and defending democracy. This didn't begin yesterday. Union density collapsed to 9.9% in 2024, stripping workers of power while bosses ruled by fear. Police killed over 1,300 people last year, thousands more battered without headlines. Poverty clung to 10.6%. Child poverty spiked when aid got axed. Appalachia knows the script. Coal miners fighting for unionizations this year were met with firings and armed guards just like their ancestors. Now the blueprint expands towards martial law zones, curfews, checkpoints, red areas where rights may vanish at a pin stroke. Stop pretending this is politics as usual. My bones know better. Barricades abroad taught this lesson. Barricades at home prove it sharper. Power will brand survival crime, call protests terror, label whole neighborhoods ranges. Cameras will look away. Headlines will soften it. Anchors will coat it in lies until people forget they watch troops occupy streets. But communities cannot wait for approval. Kitchens must feed before kids starve. Court defense must turn charges into counterpunches. Patrols with cameras and trained eyes must make pigs think twice before swinging batons. Strike funds must keep families alive while bosses sweat their profits. Media from our own mouths must beat propaganda before it lands. Every block must hold its own med kits, meals, rides, and lookouts. Feed, protect, document, defend. Fights Back goes beyond a slogan, a survival plan built in kitchens, patrols, bail funds, and neighborhoods that refuse to be broken. Rent gets covered, mouths fed, neighborhoods trained, trust rebuilt so fear never fractures us. Organize like your life depends on it, because it does. Mobilize with steel, not vibes. Resist without apology. Stop begging permission from the people sending troops against us. Join Fights Back. Bring your crew, church, hall, and block. Build what we need now so we don't crawl later. Tighten ranks, sharpen focus, stand together. Power folds only under force. Pressure comes from us. Waiting is death, and momentum is life.